Research shows that engaging in a daily creative practice can improve cognitive function, it can reduce stress, and even enhance your overall well-being. So creativity isn't just a fun hobby. It is a fun hobby, but it's not just a fun hobby. It also impacts your mental health in powerful ways.
Welcome to the BDI Create Today podcast. This is a podcast where we uncover and discover the who, what, where, when, why, and how you can be creative or have more creativity. And together we'll explore the extraordinary impact creativity can have in your life, in heart, mind, body, and soul. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Beth Buffington, a licensed artist, digital illustration instructor, and a creative coach living just outside of the Windy City, Chicago. But mostly, I'm someone who is curious about how creativity can weave its way into nearly everything in our lives. Each week, we are going to look at one or more of the sparkly facets that make up the ever-changing kaleidoscope that is creativity.
Last week, Tom and I were on vacation, and we stayed at a little cottage right along Lake Michigan. So a week ago today, we took a tandem ride from Alamo to Kalamazoo, Michigan, along the Calhaven Bike Trail. It was a beautiful sunny day and a gorgeous ride as we biked into the downtown area of Kalamazoo to have lunch at Bell's Brewery. Shout out to Bell's and some of the best onion rings I've had in a long time. Yum. Now, the bike lanes in Kalamazoo are really nice. And at one of the intersections, while we were waiting for our green light to proceed, I saw this girl walking along the sidewalk up to the intersection. And she had her phone just inches from her eyes. And I was really worried that she was going to walk right out into traffic because she seemed totally immersed in whatever was happening on her phone screen. And she managed to realize that she needed to stop for the light, but she never moved her phone away from her face. And when the light changed, with phone in front of her face, she walked right across the street, never moving that screen that was nearly touching her nose. It seemed to me that she was very used to walking and watching whatever was fascinating on her phone instead of looking around to see the world around her. And as I watched her walk away, I was partially worried for her overall safety for the rest of the day, and I was partially amazed that she was able to maneuver her way through the busy streets, obviously paying more attention to her phone than what was happening in front of her. And it made me wonder just how much time she spent on an entire day on her phone. So here's what I discovered today. According to a story from explodingtopics.com, in 2024, the average adult will spend nearly 5 hours per day on their cell phone. Wow. To me, this seems like a crazy amount of time. But if that is the average, that means that there are people spending more than 5 hours a day on their phone. But I bet this time is spent in like bursts of moments, 5 minutes here, 15 minutes there, little chunks of time that whoosh, add up to 5 or more hours per day. So if you think about it that way, this must be a truism. The average person finds slivers of time during their day to do things like watch their phone screen in small pieces of time. And I'll bet that a section of time that is easy to, have evaporate from our day in small pieces as we squander moment after moment of time during our day, that one of those little sections of time could be 15-minute increments. That's probably an easy amount of time to squander, or whatever term you'd like to use for what we are doing on our phone for 5 hours a day, if we're average. Now, if the average person spends 5 or more hours a day on their phone, take a second and ask yourself, if I would have, am I one of those people that spends 5 hours a day on my phone? Oh my goodness, I hope I'm not. But if I even spend 1 or 2 or 3 hours a day on my phone, how often do I tell myself at the end of a day, whoa, I was so busy today that I didn't have time to fill in the blank. Like, I didn't have time to exercise. I didn't have time to do this chore that I thought was really important. So I think, and call me crazy, but if we can find an average of 5 hours a day to scroll on our phone, we probably have time to do stuff that we think we're too busy to do. Does that make sense to you too? Kind of as a wake-up call for me. I don't know about you, but 5 hours a day. Huh. So now let's take a look at this 5 hours. And we know there is 60 minutes in an hour, right? Yeah, we all know that. So an hour divided into 4, that equals 15 minutes. 15 minutes, that doesn't seem like a lot of time at all, does it? You would wait 15 minutes for a table at your favorite restaurant if they were real busy, right? I know I would. 15-minute wait, that seems like nothing. A 15-minute drive to just about anywhere, well, to me here, living in the Chicago area, that is a short trip. Now, we've learned that the average person spends about 5 hours a day on their phone, and there are 300 minutes in 5 hours. So if you divide 300 by 15, you get 20. So that means that there are 20 segments of 15 minutes in 5 hours of phone time. Now, my friend, if you're thinking, please stop with the math, Beth, you're making my head spin, just get to the point. Here's the point. If the average person spends 5 hours on the phone each day, what if you took just 1/4 of one of those 5 hours? So we're talking just 15 minutes. And what if you put this quarter hour, this 15 minutes each day, towards a daily creative practice? Imagine where your creativity could take you in 1 month if you made that commitment. Oh my goodness. Let's just think on that for a moment. So, okay, bear with me for just a little more math again, okay? Now, if you spend 15 minutes a day on a creative practice, here's how that math adds up. In 1 month, and 1 month averages 30 days. So 15 minutes a day times 30 days equals 450 minutes. And 450 minutes equals 7.5 hours that you could spend on your creativity in 1 month by just giving yourself 15 minutes each day to be creative. Wow. Now let's look at this big picture, okay? In 1 year, that's 365 days. 15 minutes a day times 365 days, that equals 5,475 minutes. 5,475 minutes equals 91.25 hours in 1 year. So by just setting aside 15 minutes, taking 15 minutes out of the 5 hours that you might spend on your phone each day, by reserving 15 minutes of that each day to put towards your creativity, you can create today over 91 hours of creativity in 1 year. Wow. Imagine how that will help you rocket your creativity and your creative goals and your creative success with this just one tiny focus. Now, I'm saying this would be your creative practice, your daily creative practice. Not that that's the only creativity you're going to do all year, but there's something about having a creative practice that you do day in, day out for 15 minutes a day that will be something that is repetitive. And you're going to find that it does something powerful to the way you think about your creativity and the way you believe in your creativity. 15 minutes per day. Wow. So, hey there, my friend. Welcome back to BDI Create Today. This is a podcast that inspires you to embrace your creativity no matter how busy your life gets. And today we are realizing that we can be a smarter creative in just 15 minutes per day. Yes, you heard me right. 15 minutes a day. And today we are discovering why having a daily creative practice is so important. And we'll back it up with a little bit of science. I'm going to give you some real world tips for fitting 15 minutes of creativity into your life each day. And then, my friend, stick around for news about my upcoming Doodle meditation workshop. This is going to help you get your daily practice started, and it's going to show you how you can keep it going. And it's going to also give you guidance on how you can manifest your creative goals, all in this same 15 minutes per day. Pretty nice. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump in. First, you might wonder, so I get the 15 minutes, Beth, but what's the big deal about a daily creative practice? What is that? Why? Well, making time for creativity every day, it's a lot like exercising. Just like we all know that regular physical exercise strengthens your body by engaging your muscles, having a regular creative practice strengthens your mind by engaging your brain. And science shows that regular creative activity boosts mental resilience. So having a regular creative practice, it's going to enhance your ability to solve problems. A regular creative practice also helps you discover new ways of expressing yourself and makes you more aware of how you can process emotions. So more importantly, a regular creative practice gives you a moment in the day that's all yours. No deadlines, no expectations, just you and your creative passion. And even just 15 minutes can make a huge difference in how you think and you feel about yourself, your potential, and your creativity. Now, let's back up the importance of a daily practice. And let's talk about how science sees creativity enhancing your life. Here's the good news. Research shows that engaging in a daily creative practice can improve cognitive function, it can reduce stress, and even enhance your overall well-being. One study from the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who spent time on creative activities felt significantly happier and more energized the next day. So if you are doing that every day, imagine. So creativity isn't just a fun hobby. It is a fun hobby, but it's not just a fun hobby. It also impacts your mental health in powerful ways. And you can read more from this article in the show notes. And here's the thing. When you allow your brain to break free from routine tasks like scrolling on your phone, and instead you use this time to explore creative outlets, you'll increase neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to form new neural pathways. This means that when you adapt a creative practice into your day, even just 15 minutes, your mind becomes sharper and more adaptable. So just in case you're thinking, well, this sounds great, Beth, but 15 minutes? What can I possibly do in 15 minutes a day that will be creative and will make a difference? Here's a list of a few ideas to help you get started with a daily creative practice in just 15 minutes. Idea 1, write a micro story or a poem. So you could use a prompt, or you can write about just what's on your mind or what you're seeing at the moment. And in just 15 minutes of writing, it's going to help you tap into those deeper thoughts. The more you do this, the easier it will become. Idea 2, do a craft or a DIY project. So, if you're a knitter, knit a few rows, or just paint on a rock or add a page to a scrapbook. Simple crafts like this or projects that you can break into 15 minutes at a time, these will all be perfect for you to start your daily creative practice. Idea number 3, brainstorm ideas. This is one of my favorites, and I do this every morning. Grab a notebook and jot down your day's journey, or add ideas to your notebook for your next project, whether it's art or writing or a new craft that you're considering. It's all good. It's all for you. Idea number 4, mindful coloring. So go get yourself a coloring book and grab some crayons and just color. Yeah, like we did when we were kids. Enjoy a brief escape into the zen of just coloring shapes. And my friend, it's okay if you color outside the lines. Idea number 5, and this is last but not least. Let me help you actually accomplish this creative idea of a daily creative practice. This is a simple and super creative daily project, and that is just doodle. Grab a pen, grab a pencil, grab a paintbrush, and just allow your hand to move freely and just create what's on your mind. And my friend, here's the thing. You are invited to join me this fall to doodle with me, because I'm going to show you some secrets that you can add to your doodle to make it even more powerful. I've created this incredible online workshop. It's part Learn a Daily Creative Practice and part Doodle Vision Board. It's a clever way to not only figure out how to get into a routine of doing something creative for yourself for 15 minutes of creative practice, but it also introduces you to how your doodles can help you focus on the goals or dreams that you have about your creativity or life in general. I will guide you about how to focus your imagination to doodle with ease, without pressure, without judgment, and in just a few minutes a day. And if you're unfamiliar with doodling, this is a mindful, meditative online workshop that is just going to relax your mind and allow your creativity to just flow naturally. I'll be there to help you. And my friend, when you doodle, your brain relaxes, reducing stress and anxiety, improving your focus, and even aiding your emotional processing. And if you're looking for a new creative challenge this fall, come and register for the workshop and watch your creativity soar. Doodling is much more than just random scribbling. So, are you ready to start 15 minutes of daily practice? Are you ready to strengthen your brain through some simple doodles? Come and join me online for this doodle workshop. You're going to be able to choose your date and save your seat at the workshop by going to www.bdi-create.today and scroll down until you see events. Click on events. It's going to take you to the workshop. And to get a live link that will take you right there, just look at the show notes and you'll be able to pop right onto the events page. So by now, I hope that you've discovered that finding 15 minutes a day to have a simple creative practice, well, it's as easy as taking just a sliver of a moment out of your total daily phone time. And then taking this little sliver of time and allowing yourself to have fun with just a bit of time where you are just unapologetically you and creative. My friend, you now know how important a daily creative practice can be. So I hope that today you'll find some time to just pull 15 minutes away from that overall phone time and just exhale and be creatively yourself. Review the simple, quick list we discussed to get creative in just 15 minutes a day. And consider joining me online for my Doodle meditation workshop. You can register at www.bdi-create.today. Go to the events and find the Doodle meditation workshop. This workshop is the perfect way to kickstart a daily creative habit, and it will help you build your creative confidence as you realize goals for your creative work. So, my friend, I really hope to see you at my online workshop. And while you're on the Create Today website, check out all the resources that the Create Today website has to share. And if you found a few nuggets of inspiration with today's episode, be sure to share the Create Today with Beth Buffington podcast with your friends and your family. And if you have a moment, write a review and remember to subscribe to the Create Today podcast. That way you'll be sure to know when the next episode of Create Today is ready to share with you and give you more inspiration and tips to help you on your creative journey. So until next time, find 15 minutes in your day today to create today. And no matter how much time you spend on your phone today, stay creative, my friend.